Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we have some breaking news coming out of the Caribbean. The Caribbean leaders will meet today to discuss the US travel ban restrictions and also the visa restrictions that was threatened by the United States of America to impose on Caribbean leaders if they continue with the Cuban medical program. So today, Caribbean leaders will meet. There's a group called CARICOM, makes up about 15 member states, 15 nations of the Caribbean. All of them will meet today to discuss the travel restrictions, the travel ban by the Donald Trump Marco Rubio administration, and to discuss also the Cuban medical program. Remember, the United States of America threatened several countries, including the Caribbean and African countries, that if they do not done away with the Cuban medical program, that their visas of leaders will be restricted, and also the travel ban crisis that was circulating the other day. Remember, there was a news article by the New York Times circulating the other day. They're going to discuss that as well. A spokesperson from the United States Department of State came out and said they have no such list, but they are still reviewing Caribbean and African countries. So Caribbean leaders will meet today to discuss that, and then after this meeting today, they will meet with the Secretary of State in the United States of America, Marco Rubio, sometime next week, to discuss the possible US visa revocation of Caribbean leaders if they do not done away with Cuban medical program. So they will meet today to discuss their strategy, my friends. And I have something here that I will read. I put together something here that I will read for you. What are the leaders of the Caribbean gonna meet today to discuss? Well, the leaders of the Caribbean will meet today to discuss potential US travel restrictions. A draft list. You know, these travel restrictions started with a draft list from the US government has surfaced, indicating that over 40 countries, including Caribbean nations such as Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, could face significant travel restrictions. These measures are part of President Donald Trump's administration's identified focus on migration control. The list of countries have expressed concerns, noting a lack of official communication from the US, and are seeking clarification on the matter. So Caribbean leaders will meet today, and then they will meet with the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio sometime next week to get to understand what is happening. So this story is developing, and I will come back once they meet and I will let you know what exactly happened. What else are they meeting, Caribbean leaders meeting today to discuss? They are meeting today to discuss US visa policies and Cuba medical mission. Caribbean community leaders are convened today to address two issues: potential US travel restrictions affecting several member states and recent US visa policies targeting countries utilizing the Cuban medical program. They are also meeting to discuss U.S. visa policies and Cuba medical mission. The United States has announced that visa restrictions targeting foreign government officials involved in Cuba's overseas medical missions, labeling them as forced labor. This policy extends to immediate family members of those officials. CARICOM nations rely on Cuban medical professionals to bolster their healthcare systems, have expressed deep concerns over the stance. Leaders from countries like Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines have publicly defended the Cuban medical programs, emphasizing their own critical role in regional healthcare. Well, the Prime Minister of Barbados also came out and defended the program. The Prime Minister of Dominica came out and defended the program. Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda shared several posts that were in favor of the Cuban medical program. The Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis gave a speech and a statement as well. So Caribbean leaders have been coming out in their large numbers to defend this program. Today's meeting, my friends, underscores CARICOM's commitment to collectively address these challenges, emphasizing the importance of regional unity and dialogue in navigating complex international relations, my friends. Oh, these are all fancy words that are used in the diplomatic world. But I'm going to break this down for you, my friends. Caribbean leaders today are meeting to discuss what are they going to say to Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State of the United States of America, next week. When they meet Marco Rubio, and Marco Rubio tell them, look, I want you guys to done away with Cuba, or you and your family members' visas will be restricted. Caribbean leaders now are discussing their strategy. What on earth are they going to be telling Marco Rubio next week? I suspect that they're going to be telling Marco Rubio next week how important Cuba is to the Caribbean, how much Cuba helped them during the pandemic. Cuba, the dependent Cuban medical program to bolster their country's medical system because they're small island developing states and all of that. I'm afraid to say that the United States of America do not care anything about that, my friends. Marco Rubio will be meeting with CARICOM leaders, Caribbean leaders, to tell them what to do. That is how the United States operate. It's not going to be no discussion, really. He's going to be letting them know this is Donald Trump's policy, and this will be the result if you continue with the Cuban medical program. But my friends, this story is developing, and of course on this channel we will come back and keep you updated as usual. So today, maybe they are meeting right now and discussing what they're gonna do about the US travel ban and the Cuban medical program, and then they're gonna meet next week to discuss with Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State of the United States of America, to let them know CARICOM's position. My advice to CARICOM leaders, you must have one voice. All of you must be saying the same thing, and all of you must be prepared to take the penalty. All of you must say, look, we are prepared to lose our US visas over this. Jamaica must say it, Guyana must say it, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, Grenada. All of these small island states, these independent Caribbean countries, the African diaspora, they must be prepared to lose their US visa over this. One cannot say, look, we're going to join with America, and the other cannot say, we're going to join with Caribbean. All of them got to be able to give one voice and take the penalty, whatever that is, my friends. But let me know your thoughts and opinion on what you think about this topic of the Caribbean leaders meeting in an emergency meeting. Breaking news. An emergency meeting by the CARICOM heads of state to discuss what are we going to be telling Marco Rubio next week when we meet him to discuss the Cuban medical program crisis and the US travel visa restriction crisis in the Caribbean. What are we going to be telling Marco Rubio? How can we convince Marco Rubio to leave the Caribbean alone? Time will tell. So the story is developing. I will come back to you and update you as information comes to light. Once that meeting is over, the information will come to light on what exactly is happening. If you're watching for the first time, my friends, please consider subscribing to this channel. You can also join the channel and become a channel member. You can subscribe to my other channel. I have a travel channel. The link is here in the description box. You can definitely subscribe to this channel, Beyond Uncut. On this channel, the mission is to bridge the gap between the African continent and the African diaspora. On this channel, I bring to you breaking news that affect the African continent, 54 African countries, and the African diaspora, which includes all the Caribbean nation states, African Americans, Africans in the UK, Africans in Europe, Africans in South America, my friends, even Central America, Brazil and Colombia, and Belize in Central America. Even our brothers and sisters next door in the Eastern Caribbean, Guadeloupe and Martinique, you are our brothers and sisters. The Virgin Islands, all of us are the African diaspora, and we must come together and bridge that gap between the African continent, our motherland, and the African diaspora. My name is Beyond. Thank you for watching this channel, and thank you for watching all my other videos. I post videos every day about breaking news, all the visa restrictions, Cuban medical policy, US threats. Go back on my channel and you'll see all those videos I post every day on breaking news that affect the African continent and the African diaspora, which includes all the Caribbean nation islands, my friends. So thank you for watching this video. I will keep you updated. Comment your thoughts and opinion, and let me know what you think about this topic of the CARICOM leaders, the Caribbean leaders meeting to discuss the US visa restrictions crisis and the Cuban medical program crisis in the Caribbean. And what do you think they should be telling Marco Rubio when they meet with Marco Rubio next week? Comment your thoughts on what you think they should be telling Marco Rubio and what you think they should be discussing today, my friends. Thank you for watching this video. I will come back and keep you updated. I post videos every day, so you know nothing will slip me, my friends. But my name is Beyond Uncut, and I'm bringing to you this information from the beautiful African diaspora, the Caribbean, my friends. Like the video on your way out, share it with all your friends and family. Most importantly, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Also, you can join the channel. All of that is providing support to this channel of the very important mission of bridging the gap between the African continent and the African diaspora. My name is Beyond. This is Beyond Uncut. Signing out. See you again tomorrow in the next video. Much love.